This is my N% run of Sacred's Underworld campaign. This category is quite broken, but it results in a short run that's quite silly, so I hope you can enjoy this. A few things to go over first. I'm playing this on pure HD 1.10 patch. This is the version of this mod we love for speedrunning because it only unlocks high resolution without affecting gameplay. Additionally, I'm mainly gonna time this through in-game timer. I'm gonna focus my run on having as short in-game timer as possible. So a few things about in-game timer is that the game has its own in-game timer. You can see it in the logbook, but it's not consistent over load, saves and exports. So we use a script that adds together all that time to get the correct in-game time. But with that, let's get on with the actual run. And for the character class, we're gonna pick Demon as usual with speedruns, though the reason for picking her at this time is a bit different than most other runs. Additionally, I'm gonna be playing on silver difficulty for the extra XP gain and better item stats you can get there. So first thing, I'm gonna save quickly there when going in. That save's gonna come in handy later. Then we're gonna get 4 runes. The quickest way to get these 4 runes is by farming them from the starter chest. So if you're not aware, you can, if you export and import without playing and doing anything else on your character, just keep on repeating this to get more runes from the start chest. This is a trick I think I even used as a kid when I played this game too, so yeah, it's definitely not something new, but it stops working if you continue playing, so it's only in the beginning. But yeah, we're gonna get our 4th rune here. So with these 4 runes now we can continue on, and we're gonna go into the multiplayer and local network to get access to the Underworld campaign from here. I'm not gonna beat the game here really or play it from this, but for now I'm after the portal rooms under the Haven Island here. But before that, we're gonna drop these 4 runes we just picked up and put a save for the multiplayer save here, so we can grab them later because I can't actually keep them on here. I'm gonna explain more on that later. But yeah, the goal right now is to get to level 25 to get access to the single player version of Underworld campaign, the one you access from the main menu. And the best way to do that is to level up here from this quest in Masquerade. But to be able to stack quest rewards, which I'm gonna be the trick I'm gonna use, I need to use quick load, and I can't use that in multiplayer. So I'm gonna go into any quick save in multiplayer, go into a single player game, and then press F8 to load. When I do that, I can load a multiplayer save into single player version and get access to quick save and quick load. So the way this works is I quick saved right in front of him, then press S to open the save menu, and then I just keep quick loading here. And I just keep stacking. Every time I quick load, I stack one more of his menu up. So I just keep adding it up. And I'm gonna add up this for 3 minutes. I'm gonna keep on doing this. So during this time, I got some time to explain some other things. First off, about experience. So the way we gain experience from completing quests may not be what you think. It's not really tied to the actual quest you do, but rather it's tied to the region your character is currently in when you accept the quest reward. So if you take a simple quest from the beginning of the quest or one from the later on, it doesn't matter. All that matters is where you're located when you complete the quest. And since Demon happened to spawn right next to Ancaria in the end of Underworld, she is in the highest level region possible. And add on that I'm playing on silver difficulty for that save I put in the beginning of the game, I had maximum quest reward or experience reward for quest when I complete the quest there. So that's the way I'm gonna gain all the experience from. Though you may also notice I don't actually have completed any quest. What I'm stacking right now is a accept box where I have accept or reject for the quest, not actually completed the quest. And the way this will work is I'm gonna use a very powerful glitch we refer to as wrong quests. So this here, when you see me quick loading, I'm inside the multiplayer version of the Underworld campaign. And in here, the quest box points to, when I press accept, it tells that accept box tells run the event at an ID to simplify things. And that ID here happens to accept the quest. But if I then move that over to the single player Ancaria campaign, that ID that accept points to no longer points to accepting that quest. Instead, it now points to a new thing and different thing, and that event will play instead. And this event happened to be an event that says you have completed this quest, here you get a reward for this quest. So it just automatically completes a quest. There's just one little downside with this exact quest I get. I'm not even sure if this quest exists in the game normally, because this is a quest you can only complete on a character you have not yet imported into the game. That's why I saved the first thing I did before I grabbed the runes. and why I had to make that save with the runes drop, because I can't actually stack this quest and complete this quest after I have those runes. So I can only do this the first time. So yeah, with this out of the way, I have a few seconds left on this, or 20 seconds left. I'm gonna get 4:40. That's been 3 minutes. So let's wait that out. Now this is the final quick load here, and I'm just gonna load that save and start mashing enter and then as also use the mouse. And right now I'm mashing both enter and the accept button. When I'm done, I just pick up the item, because you can possibly get some good items from that, though it's very unlikely. Then you export here, and we're gonna go into the Underworld campaign again. And I load that save ahead with the dropped item to get my runes. Though loading multiplayer saves with dropped items on the ground can be a bit buggy. If you have tried it, you probably have noticed it, and here you can notice I only have 3 of them, then it's empty. But the way it works, every other time you load and save, it's gonna have the items that's not there the first time. Sometimes if you have all the items the first time, the next time you load that same save, you have 0 item, and the other way around. If you have 2 items, then next time you will have the other 2 of them. So now I only have 1 item there, so I get all 4 runes, and I go to the shop to buy boots, and I find plus 26. The maximum you can get on speed boost for boots is 30 when you play on silver difficulty, 20 if you're on bronze. So that's another reason for silver difficulty. But yeah, here we're getting the 1 rune I need, coming out with a soaring demon. It both boosts my speed bits, which is nice, and most importantly, it lets me get over a small hill, which I otherwise couldn't clear. But yeah, the goal for the run right now is to get the single player Underworld campaign, the one from the main menu. I need to find a grave with that. That's the way I'm gonna beat the game. But first I need to actually get access to the free world there, because that start is inside a cutscene and you have to have fights and everything. It's very slow to get out. So instead I'm gonna go here and get a portal, which I can then move over to that save. So that's why in the multiplayer. So I'm gonna do the same trick to get access to quick load, because moving portal menus can only be done with quick load. But that's a bit awkward, so I'm gonna first go into save and load my new multiplayer save through the quick load in game. Then I'm gonna put a hard save here, and then just go out and go back into, and now I enter the proper single player Underworld. I'm gonna just put a quick save here. The one thing to note here, as I go back out and load from main menu rather than from in-game, because for some reason the in-game timer runs during loads if you're loading from in-game, but not from the main menu. But yeah, here I just get this portal menu upload, and I can quick load, and this will store over, and I can just, if I aim, I clicked during the loading screen, that's why you didn't see the screen. And all I had to do is find a grave, and there's one very conveniently located here on this island. And the final way I'm gonna beat this game is through a wrong quest here. So I just get that grey message and store it over through a save into my multiplayer version of the Underworld. In which case it's just, as soon as I press accept on opening that grave, it sends an event to this that tells you have beaten the game, and boom, the game is over. But yeah, let's go over a bit and explain in detail exactly how this end worked. So to explain how I can beat the game just by opening grave, I want to go over and explain a bit more how wrong quest works and the general behavior of the game quickly here. But before I do any explanation, I just want to say I haven't looked at any lines of code for how the game works. It's all based on analyzing the behavior, so everything I say could be mistakes and just me misinterpreting things, but I don't think I'm very far off. But first off, let's talk about objects. Objects is basically anything you see on the map, that's not the background. NPCs, enemies, you see some around here, items I have on the ground, everything are objects, including there are certain triggers that play sound very close to a portal. Those are also objects. They all go into the same pool. And the way to this matter is because what I hold here is not actually the item. It's a reference to that item. So this here is like I have a note that points to a safety deposit, and this extra torch is in that safety deposit. And I never actually hold the actual item. Everything I do is, when I equip this, is that the game just reads the note I put equipped, and just checks what is in that safety deposit and picks out the information and gives it to me. So that's how object works. Events on the other hand goes into different pool, but it works very similar. I think that's a bit unsure because I can't really test too much, but it seems to work very similar to the have a pool of where everything is inside. And to explain things a bit more here, I can go in and open this. So here I have, this is the demon here, as you have before I move over. In the normal single player, this is actually the save I used in the run. So it's a top save single player, but on silver difficulty I save instantly. Here I have another save I done just for Chevron. It's a dwarf playthrough, normal Ancaria campaign. I played up and rescued Wilbur here. So if I talk to him, I get his message. This should, if I press OK, have him join me, and it updates the quest to tell me to go to speak to Prince Valor. But if I instead now take this quest box, open it and quick load, which is set to my demon here, and press OK, I get an entirely different event that teleports me here instead. So as you can see, the event lies differently under different character, though for Ancaria most characters have slightly different but very similar on the main campaign story. All side quests are more or less always similar, there are a few exceptions there. But on the other hand, if you look at things like the Underworld campaign, that's quite different. Everything here in the Underworld campaign and both when you go to multiplayer is very different there. And it doesn't actually matter what character you have in these from my knowledge, because they don't have any character uniqueness. Every character have the exact same thing, a few side quest differences. But yeah. So if we stand here, go and take this, where I put the save near the grave, which is the one that's gonna beat the game, and move it over quick save to open this menu, save menu. This is how you do it a bit slow. You quick save, you press S to open this save menu, and then you quick load. Now we can move with this open. Now run up and hopefully I got the grave if I didn't misclick, and then go and load a different save, which is, in this case, we have this save, which is the very one from the run here, which is in the multiplayer version. So this one was was based on the quick save, so it's the single player version of Underworld, the one you get from in the main menu. Here we have the one in the multiplayer if you go to the local network. Then get this message up. This is what happened in the run, except I press enter during the loading screen to speed things up. But if I open this happens, I get this screen, but this also beats the game. It doesn't just get the screen up on the, because I wouldn't consider that beating game if all you get is a text box. It wouldn't actually beat the game, it's just the text box. That's what I initially believed too when I found this trick. I just ruled it off as a funny text box glitch, but it actually beats the game, and there's a few ways we can test it. So I've opened this save menu and go in and quick load it. Instead I put up some saves here. First we have this save in multiplayer. This is next to Valor. This is also in the beginning of the multiplayer version of this here. So if I press open here, you see he just goes away. Because when you beat the game, it sets the state of the game to believe in the game being completed, which deletes all important characters from the game more or less and updates them to a state. This game is beaten, he shouldn't be here anymore. So he's over. And another very interesting thing about this is this other save I put up here. I don't know if this is an Easter egg, a bug or something, but it's a very interesting fact when you beat the game and end the car. Because I see here, there's nothing here, but when you beat the game, oh, I didn't get the text box with me this time. Probably loaded too quickly, or maybe an enemy blocked me from getting the grave. But yeah, the grave. So if you see here, there's nothing here, but when you beat end the car, he spawns this Ceres Pro. I'm not gonna even pronounce it, I'm not gonna try, but he spawns this bat that you can attack. If this is Easter egg hinting at Endicare escaping, or if it's just a bug or some other thing, I don't know. But this happens when you beat Endicare normally, and it happens when you do this glitch, which is kind of the thing I found out to actually confirm that this beats the games properly. But yeah, that was my 90% run of Underworld.